the little girl accidentally crawled into the safe. She did not notice that the safe door was already slowly closing. Facing the sudden darkness, the girl was so frightened that she began to cry. Her cries also alerted her father, who was cooking. The man immediately entered the safe's passcode, hoping to open the safe and rescue his daughter, but he entered the wrong code 3 times. He guessed that his wife had secretly changed the code. Meanwhile, the daughter inside the safe grew more and more frightened. The man called his wife, who was practicing yoga, to ask for the passcode, but the person who answered was his wife's first love. The man had no time to question why. He demanded that the ex give the phone to his wife immediately. The ex, however, set a condition. He demanded that the man hand over his research results on viable cells. The man suddenly realized that his wife had long since betrayed him. He demanded that the ex give the phone to his wife. His wife, having finished her yoga, happened to walk over. She learned that her husband had called for the safe's code. The woman looked impatient. She assumed he was trying to steal the money from the safe. She refused to give the code under any circumstances. Then she hung up the phone. As the daughter's cries grew louder, the man, while comforting his daughter, called the rescue team. After inspecting the safe, they found that this type of safe had a special anti-theft mechanism. If opened hastily, it would trigger internal traps. That would activate the safe's defense mechanism. The little girl inside would be in even greater danger. They could only try to open it and see. However, after half an hour of cutting, they still couldn't open the safe. The man decided to try entering his wife's birth date as the code. The rescue team's leader immediately stopped him, because there was only one try left. If the code was entered incorrectly again, the safe would activate a deadlock, and they would have to wait another month before trying again. He grew frantic with worry. At that moment, the alarm system issued a warning. The oxygen level inside the safe was dropping. He called his wife again. His wife was busy with yoga and didn't hear the phone ring. The man had no choice but to go to the yoga studio to get the code from her. Unbeknownst to him, his daughter was already showing signs of oxygen deprivation. When the man hurried to the yoga studio, he was shocked to find that his wife's yoga instructor was his first love. No wonder his wife had recently taken a liking to yoga. He grabbed his wife and tried to leave for home. The ex provoked, saying that as a father, he couldn't possibly have been so negligent as to let his daughter be locked in the safe. The woman angrily accused her husband of lying on purpose. She accused him of using their daughter's life as leverage to steal her money. Therefore, she refused to give the code. She told her husband to leave at once, or she would divorce him. Meanwhile, the little girl's breathing grew weaker. The team leader called the man to ask whether he had obtained the code. The oxygen level inside the safe was down to only 12%. If they didn't rescue the little girl immediately, her life would be in danger. The woman thought the rescue team had been hired by her husband as actors. She angrily scolded her husband to stop acting. Suddenly they heard again that the captain said the little girl's heart rate was dropping rapidly. Now they had to find the code immediately. At this point, the ex accused the man of doing research for money, and even of cursing his daughter for financial gain. The woman preferred to believe the ex, rather than believe that her daughter had been accidentally locked in the safe. Unless her daughter appeared before her, she would not reveal the safe's code. The man had no choice but to have the rescue team carry the safe to the yoga studio. The woman did not expect that her husband would go so far as to hire so many actors for money. It wasn't until she saw the IDs produced by the rescue team that she began to suspect her husband might be telling the truth. The ex then claimed that the IDs were forged as well. Seeing her husband frantically demanding the code, the woman, to avoid further entanglement, had no choice but to open the safe to take a look. After entering the code, the safe unexpectedly triggered the deadlock mechanism. The woman was so nervous that she entered the wrong code. The man instantly flew into a rage.